Okay, welcome guys. Just this video is just basically going to be the 10 AM PO3 backtesting session for NQ and ES. I'm probably just going to pick a random date here and yeah, we'll get into it. If you're not familiar with the 10 AM PO3, I suggest you get familiar. I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you probably are quite familiar with it, or maybe you're just looking for a new strategy. But yeah, it's a very good strategy, and it is also one of the fundamental concepts of ICT and how the market moves. So, yeah, not really much more to say about that. I should make a video on it soon. By the time you see this video, or maybe not, but I should have already made an explanation on the PO3. But yeah, hopefully, well, there would be a lot of videos online that you could probably find PO3. And yeah, if you're wondering why I've started on Tuesday instead of a Monday, it's because I don't really like to trade Mondays, especially when trading the PO3 and backtesting it, as I have found that it is a lot lower win rate on a Monday. And that's due to the fact that Monday is usually an accumulation day for the weekly open low high close or open high low close. And especially with no news being on a Monday, we don't really see market move that much and make no moves, which is expected as price is uncertain if there is high impact news coming out. So we can check the news this week. Today doesn't really look like much important news. Tomorrow, Fed, so probably going to sit out tomorrow. And then for the rest of the week, doesn't really look that like any high impact news. So should be good. Maybe tomorrow might be a bit choppy and I might want to sit out, but yeah, we can get straight into this. So daily is clearly bullish. All-time highs are definitely on the radar and definitely one of the strongest price magnets at the moment. We can see we rebalanced into this new week opening gap, and AS actually came down into this daily fair value gap and rebalanced it, so no need to come down here and rebalance. So very bullish at the moment. Still watching if price does want to rebalance or if it needs to, but doesn't really look like it. However, these hourly gaps do sort of tell us that we somewhat need a rebalance or maybe not, but yeah, it's just a bit weird that we haven't actually rebalanced into any of these gaps, because 600 ticks, 650 ticks without rebalancing into an hourly gap is a bit weird to me. So we can continue to look at this, but obviously every time frame right now is indicating bullish to me, so we can mark out some potential draws for today. This 4 hour, we still haven't tapped into it. Still haven't inversed this, but anymore. So yeah, this does look like it could be a potential A+ setup, as we do have this 15 formed, and hopefully we see a good accumulation and manipulation into here. So we can watch price play. Actually, I'll just skip it like this, a bit faster. Okay, so immediately 10 AM we put in high of the candle, and then we continue to reaccumulate. Hopefully we can see some textbook manipulation accompanied with this textbook accumulation. Clearly not. Okay, can't be mad about that. Can't really force a trade off that either. Although we are respecting this 1 minute gap, doesn't really look like price is very keen to go a lot higher. Maybe here. Again, we've already hit one of our draws. Wouldn't really want to enter off that just because this is unfilled and I am expecting us to go lower. Additionally, no other gaps apart from this 1 minute has been filled, so no reason for me to really take this. And now we formed SMT with AS here, So I will keep an eye out here. Okay, so now we're seeing a leg down after reaccumulating. This gap could be a potential reversal for us, or a potential POI for us to manipulate into now. But we have tapped into this hourly discounted gap and also this 4-hour gap that has been unfilled. And now we've got SMT in here. So this narrative right now is basically telling me that we potentially want lower and to rebalance into these gaps, and also with a 1-hour gap just being formed, this would be a perfect place for us to rebalance to before continuing to all-time highs. So I'll continue to watch that, and I'll continue to watch price play out, but at this point in time, no reason for me to enter. Again, reaccumulating here. Potentially, this could have been the start of a sell model. Buy model here into our point of interest, and now the sell model where we go lower into this. We have a smart money reversal with an SMT down here, and now we're reaccumulating at the buy model reaccumulation leg. So, I mean, if we see, alright, so we've seen this 5-minute gap. We're now manipulating into this. We'll see if we have SMT with ES into this gap. We currently do, but no confirmations for me to enter just yet. Okay, so AS definitely did tap into their gap. Same as NQ. And I would probably be happy to take this, although it's against our bias. I do think that this will probably play out, just because we need a rebalance and we haven't rebalanced for quite some time. Yeah, I can take this down into here, and then this unfilled 15. We do have this 15-minute gap, but I don't really think this holds a lot of power. Yeah, we'll have to go break even very early, like just here. We'll target a 2R. It's just inside this 15, just for the sake of a 2R trade. I will take, this is probably just going to be, well, obviously this is a B setup, I would say. It's completely against our bias, however, we do need to rebalance, so that's why I am opening to the idea of taking a short. And obviously this manipulation into here was so strong, we saw such a strong reaction off it. So I will take this down to here. Okay, so we've got that. No break even just yet. I'm actually going to go break even at this hourly gap. Respected that 1-minute gap so far. And do we get an inversion of this 15-minute? We do see an inversion of this 15. Like I said, I did not really have confidence in that 15-minute gap. We come back up, retest the consequent encroachment of this, and now I don't really see any reason for us to reverse. However, yeah, like I said, no reason for us to reverse here. I think price should just go down to our TP if it wants to actually make any moves and stop chopping around. Okay. Nice. In hindsight, probably could have waited for this, but again, the risk to reward would probably not have been ideal. I mean, can't really complain about that. Decent trade, but again, against buyers. So we'll go to the next day. Again, like I said earlier, I don't really see us getting a trade here. We do have this. Actually, no, I don't ever trade FOMC on usual days, so I'm not going to trade in this backtesting session. Okay, so we go to the daily again, completely reset. I'll get rid of this volume because it's a bit in your face. So SMT at these highs, at all-time highs, which it does tend to be quite strong. SMT at all-time highs, but again, it is such a price magnet, so I will be watching that. Maybe the thesis is the same as yesterday. We just want to rebalance before going up. So I will watch this 4 hour. I'll watch this discounted 4 hour as well. Nothing really to look out for here. We do have these 15-minute gaps, however. So, based off this market open, this does look to me like we had New York manipulate. Well, actually, we've just been in a trend the whole day, so it could just be continuing the trend and just needing to rebalance, but we have just inversed this 15-minute. So I will be wary of that. Made equal lows as well over here. Oh, no we didn't. So we have SMT down here that I will definitely be watching out for. So we have bullish SMT, but again, these 15-minute gaps do indicate that we might want to rebalance and continue lower. So I will keep an open mind. Okay, so this, we haven't really manipulated into any PDRA. This order block could be a PDRA. I will take a trade if we get an inversion here. But again, with those 15-minute gaps being above it, I would only be able to take it up to here. Okay. No point for us to take that trade. The risk to reward is just, it's a bit stupid. 0.3 RR. No point for us to take that trade. And again, consequent encroachment respected very well. So now with that rejection, I would definitely be looking at taking a short with stops just above here. If we get a change in state of, an inversion here, I will definitely be taking a short down further. Okay, we have an inversion here. And now just to determine where price wants to go. However, we have been in this gap, but again, this 4 hour will be the first target. Yeah, that 4 hour will be the first target. And then final target will be here. Don't really expect price to go this low. Second target there, potentially. I'll go break even down here and then target like down here. Okay, so I'll probably call this, no, I'll call this a base setup just because we are going against the bias. Actually, it'll be an A setup, no A plus, just because we're going against bias. And also, I don't really like shorting when we're this close to all-time highs. So we can watch this play out now that we've got our inversion. I could potentially have waited for this change in state, but hopefully we just blast through this now that we've rebalanced. And we respected that consequent encroachment so perfectly. I do really see this as simply a manipulation leg. And then this will now be a distribution down here. Okay. We can go break even here. And then once we break through this, I'll take one contract. Okay. One contract, and then we could leave, yeah, I'll just leave a runner down here just for the sake of it. And I'll trim pretty aggressively. Sorry, not trim, I'll trail. Looks like we, do we want that gap or not? We just want to chop around by the looks of it. I'll just move it, Okay, so we've hit that now. 5R, pretty decent trade. Pretty good logic behind it, especially with us respecting this consequent encroachment so well. So now I would definitely be open to taking it long. But it's a bit late in the session, and also I only really like to take one trade per day, especially if it's a win. So we can now move to the next stat. Oh, what? Oh. Well, that's the end of the backtesting session, unfortunately. I would have liked to do that. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's my bad. Okay, well, that's the end of the backtesting session. Only 2 trades, but I hope you learned something. 100% win rate, pretty good return. And check the stats here. Yeah, decent return. Not really, I wouldn't really call this a good backtesting session because we haven't really sampled that much data. I will definitely do the following week in the next backtesting session, and I'll just continue through the weeks. So yeah, thank you for watching.